Myron from Andersonville, Georgia. Wow, the Andersonville trials were held there. And there's a great PBS docudrama with George C. Scott in it years ago. And I think is Shatner in that? Possibly. Those are where the Nuremberg trials of the Civil War were held. Andersonville. Hey Dennis, I've heard you talk about the Civil War sometimes. I was wondering how deep your interest is in the subject. Very. You have many books about the war. Yes. The number of politicians and or lawyers who commanded troops is amazing to me. Of the 11 brigades in Longstreet's Court, Gettysburg, only one was commanded by a graduate of West Point. Wow, what a fascinating bit of trivia. Gettysburg, by the way, one of the best day trips you can spend. That's a 2 to 3 day trip. But I had a girl break up with me once when I was in college, and I was disconsolate, and I drove out to Gettysburg, and once again a rainy day like Mark Twain. Spent a day there alone, touring the battlefield, going to the electric map, and having such a fun day alone that I remember at the end of the day thinking, see, you don't have to be part of a team. This was good, wasn't it? And it was. I must admit, I'm a history nerd, and you would drive around, and the fact that it was rainy and misty, when you drove around on the bus with the audio tour, it would say, look to your right. You see the little round, and you could kind of see it, and it was magical. And then the electric map, I don't even know if it's still there. Are you hip to what that is? No. Huge amphitheater where a guy comes out and stands on a huge map of Gettysburg with a shuffleboard thing and moves the things around, and it's lit like Dr. Strangelove War Room type feel. It's so cool. He said, Jeb Stuart had yet to arrive. He's out here, and he'll shove this horse over there, and you're just sitting there. And then at the end of the day, went to a Waffle House or something and had a great chicken meal. What a day. Days are funny days. I didn't expect that to be a good day. And sometimes they come around. Anyway, can you imagine anyone doing that today? John Edwards announcing he's raising a brigade of 3,000 soldiers to lead to Afghanistan, so he can come back and hit on their old ladies while they're over there. Pelosi forming a legion for Iraq. So wide-eyed, she doesn't need binoculars. You just see General Pelosi like this. Oh. Boehner's blubbering probably wouldn't be bad for the morale of it. It probably would be bad for the morale. Yeah, you don't want to look up and see Patton on a crying couch. Do you own any Civil War artwork? No, I don't. If not, do a web search for Don Troiani, and you'll see some winning paintings. Well, thank you, Myron. That's thoughtful of you. And I am fascinated by the Civil War. And there are times I feel guilty about that. But something about, I don't know, it's like when you watch a Murder, She Wrote by Angela Lansbury. And it's about murder, but you all get caught up in the, she's got a picnic basket, boop, 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 she lives in a shingled house, boop, boop. Something diffuses the fact that it's about the ending of another human being's life. And something about
Dexter is the...
I can't watch that. It's about, but I like the premise, a serial killer who kills serial killers. That's
the same thing. You're rooting for this guy to kill people.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. And something about the Civil War is just outside my zone of blanching. The First World War, when you look at the numbers, and the Second World War, Vietnam, the one that hurts obviously the most of these recent wars, which I feel are noble and legit wars, but the Civil War has fallen into lore or something. Until you see those Matthew Brady pictures, and it's just... When you look at the casualties at Antietam during that one afternoon, it must have just been a charnel house. What is that word? I think it's charnel, C-H-A-R-N-E-L, slaughterhouse. So thanks, Myron, and thanks for the recommendation on Don Troiani. I believe was the object of figure skater commentator Dick Button's affections. Don Troiani, triple Lutz, double Salchow. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.